Ayuban, it feels nice to be back here in Sri Lanka. I was just discussing with them that the first time I visited Sri Lanka was way back in 93, 94. So it's been almost 30 years. And over the last 30 years, I've made some good friends here in Sri Lanka. The experiences were unbelievable. I remember my last trip was here in 2015. It was to create awareness on hand wash and hygiene. And of course, my dear friend Muthaya Murlidharan was also there. It is always a joy to spend time with him. It was a memorable experience. Of course, you know, we played against each other on number of occasions on the field. But here we were batting for one cause. Murli was not bowling, but he was batting at this stage. It was an important cause, and it continues to be. And however much efforts we put in, the requirement is endless, and this journey continues. Due to due to pandemic, our lives slowed down and slowed down considerably. Yesterday, yesterday I had the opportunity to visit Ruwanavela and also spend time with school children, which was an unbelievable experience. Because you spend time with children, you learn a lot of things. It cannot be one-way traffic all the time. I also got an opportunity to spend time with the families there in the tea plantation estate and understand their challenges. Their children are facing a lot of challenges, and simultaneously you also get to know what the government, the non-government organizations like UNICEF and other social workers are doing. They're all trying their best, but like I said, the requirement is massive, and however efforts we may put in, they're not enough. That journey continues, and everyone is, the best part is everyone is committed to impacting their lives positively. I truly believe children are the future, and if we support them today, they will make us proud tomorrow. For for every nation to prosper, I think the children in those countries need to grow up happy and healthy, and then things can turn around. But for that, there are three important things out of many which I feel with UNICEF having their inputs are important. The first one is early moments. The second one is nutrition. The third one is education. When it comes to nutrition, let me start with early moments first, because that is the sequence I would like to go in. Uh, Early moments, 80% of the brain development happens in the first 1,000 days. In fact, in the first 2 years, I would say after the baby is conceived, those are the most important years. So, uh, the natural tendency is to focus on the nutrition. But along with nutrition, I think something which unknowingly parents, the family members ignore is spending time with the child. To spend more time with the child, to show love, to show affection, play with them, chat with them, hug them, cuddle them. I think these factors are really important for bonding. because that is when, like I said, 80% of the development of the brain is taking place. And the interaction that you have, the time that you spend, has an impact for the rest of the life on that baby, which we sometimes in our day-to-day hustle, we tend to ignore that unknowingly. So my advice would be, time is precious, I know, but not more than the baby. I think that is more important and cannot be ignored. The second one is nutrition. And when it comes to nutrition, it takes me back to my school days. I've never experienced Sri Lanka so windy. I was just discussing our fielding days here. They were unpleasant, but this is nice, possibly because you guys are here. So, coming back to my story, I used to play school matches, and the tendency was, if I was batting at lunchtime, not to have anything to eat. I would only have a couple of soft drinks and continue batting at lunchtime. As the standard of playing got better and better, I had to prepare myself differently. But this preparation was something which unknowingly I ignored. At lunchtime, not having proper meals, and that directly impacted my game. I got out after lunchtime in one of the important games, and the first thing I wanted to do was eat something. And there was a big lesson in that nutrition is important. Of course, that was by choice. But unfortunately, there are many, many families, due to economic challenges, they have no choice. Many households cannot afford to give quality or quantity food to their children, which really hurts. Uh, I'm told by UNICEF Sri Lanka that many children have prevalence of wasting. Many of them also suffer from stunting, and that's common in all developing nations. In fact, let me tell you one experience that I went to Ruwanvilla yesterday, and it was striking. It touched my heart. There were 5, 6-year-old children. It was their meal time. Uh, they were all eating together, but at the same time, the teacher was moving around the table with a plate in her hand. And all children from their plate had to give bit of food onto that plate. And I asked the teacher, what is happening? Why are they doing this? And she said, this is for all the birds who come outside and sit there. They know it's their food time too. And that's a beautiful thought, because it is about caring, sharing, and giving. I think these are important qualities. If they are inculcated at the right time, they stay with you forever. And why I'm talking about this example is because I feel there are so many people who are in a position to care, give, and share. And I'm standing here to ask their support in having a positive impact on these children's life who don't have fair opportunities. I remember before coming here in India, I was also told that something innovative has started in India, which is local therapeutic foods, and it is a ready to eat package, which is made out of foods which are available in that local area with all those local ingredients. They prepare that, which is a nutritious meal, and I'm so sure that it must be happening in your beautiful country as well. But that is not enough. I feel the quality is there, but when you get to hear the numbers, the amount of children who don't have enough to eat, we also are looking for quantity. And that quality and quantity game can only happen if there is more support from all quarters. And that is also something that on behalf of UNICEF, I would like to uh, request to as many people as possible who can come forward and support this. The, the last one is education, and extremely important. Every child should have right to education. It is, it is the foundation for every child, I believe. And it's something which, which should happen on its own. I mean, we should not be even ideally discussing. We are in 2023, and malnutrition, education, looking after your children has to be a normal process. But again, here, due to pandemic, there were a lot of challenges. Schools were shut, colleges, offices, all the working spaces were shut. And what was the impact? The impact was children without education and families without salaries. It's a dangerous combination. During this period, we also learned that in pandemic, due to technology, we were able to connect with each other, and we found ways, we found solutions to better our lives. So I feel in today's world, we are capable of addressing this issue as well. I would bank upon the youth of Sri Lanka to be innovative like they have been, and work with the government, the social sectors, and provide impactful, low-cost education to the ones who cannot afford. It has the power to change the world, and I'm sure this is one step where Sri Lankan youth will take initiative and bring in that change. I also simultaneously believe that education cannot be restricted to only classrooms. I played sport throughout my life, and cricket taught me a lot in life. It gave me the opportunity to travel around the world. But as a kid, I was a naughty kid. I don't know how my parents kept patience. Only, when I had my two children, Sarah and Arjun, that is when I realized how patient my parents must have been. And that journey has been beautiful for me. So when I was practicing, I suddenly, from a naughty kid, I became more focused. My energy was channelized, and channelized for good reason. I had a dream. I wanted to play for India. And I started concentrating, I started more disciplined, more structured life. And this was all because I wanted to play for India. I was willing to do anything and everything under the sun which would help me progress in cricket. I started planning, but the most important thing was how to execute those plans. I had to go out there in the middle and execute all those things. And there were good days and there were bad days. Because of my family members, I also learned a lot in life to have balance between celebrations and disappointments. So celebrations were not over the top. Disappointments were not so low that I cannot get up on my feet again. I went out and I always tried my best, but that is something that my parents expected from me. They never questioned my failures. We always wanted to find solutions. And I felt whenever I failed, I got back on my feet again and competed hard in the fairest possible manner. And all these things were not learnt in my school. They were not learnt in the classroom, but there was another classroom called dressing room. That is where I learnt all these things. So I would encourage the children in Sri Lanka to also go out and play sport. That is going to directly impact their health. And whatever they choose to be in life, be it a doctor, lawyer, journalist, you can only become better. There'll be more consistency if you're a fitter person. A fitter nation can do wonders, and that is the aim of my trip here. Once again, this experience has been a brilliant experience for me, a learning experience, and this was only possible because of UNICEF. Thank you so very much, Team UNICEF. And first innings is played by UNICEF, but second innings will be played by you, so help us spread this message. Thank you once again for being here and being so supportive. Thank you.